A great matchup today. You had. Dang, she mad because Mbappe, Mbappe.
He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing. Mbappe and France. Well, that's why. I'll tell you why in a second why he did. And France go down to Spain in the semifinals. Spain moving on, which was a lot of people's favorite. Actually, both of these teams were a lot of people's favorites. Heavy favorites as we got into this tournament. But Spain would end it 2-0. They end up getting the win there and head on to the finals. We have another matchup coming up as well, England and Argentina. So that should be a good one as well. So I've enjoyed this. Real quick before we start to kind of get into it, I just got to say I have enjoyed the World Cup. I've watched way more than I actually thought I would if you'd asked me 3-4 weeks ago, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll peek in here and there. I actually purposely Saturday and Sunday, man, I was just all day laying around at the house whenever I had a chance between the girl my daughters letting me. They watched it. A lot of them, I got just turned 5, 7, and 9. Oh, wait, why was this? Who was that? 9. Yeah, and then, why did we lose? And just into it more than I anticipated. So overall, I got to say, man, I've really enjoyed this. But what I took away from this, Ephraim, is the same thing that is applicable. The sport you played, NFL, we just saw it happen in the NBA, and that is, man, ultimately, if you can lock in and you can play defense, you can win. Name the sport, doesn't matter. And Spain was able to do that throughout this tournament. And they kind of did it without the fanfare, too.
Well, outside of their country,
of course,
there was other stories that, were more prominent and took the world by storm in terms of notoriety, popularity. Right.
Yep. Lamine Yamal, let's talk about him.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting on this phenom, 18-year-old, their best player. He's
19.
He's 19 now.
He just turned 19. Just turned 19 yesterday.
Thanks, Mary.
Nice birthday win. I appreciate Mary being on it. He's the one, right? He's the face. He's about to be.
He is the one.
Score one goal. That's a compliment to you when you're a guy, because everybody else, if Mbappe don't come through, you see what happens.
They've been scoring 3-4 goals.
Holland, he looked great but didn't come through. They lose. I mean, and Rob G knows because he's been here all the weeks. I've been saying to Alex, who's been here, that the best part is for a casual like me, all the names, I've seen the commercials. You see Holland, you see all these names. You're kind of like, I know them, but I don't know them. To see them actually shine, right? It'd be like if you turn in the NBA playoffs and Steph was dropping 35 and LeBron and Embiid, not Embiid, Wemby and all these guys, like, yo, wow, these guys are really good. That's what I've been able to see throughout this tournament, and I've enjoyed it. But without Yamal, one goal throughout this tournament, they're right there in the finals. And what would this be now? Three of the last 4 now they've been in the last 3 finals. I mean, last 3 finals now for them. So what to me I'm seeing is the same thing is consistent in all sports. It's boring, it's cliche. Your coach said it when you were 12 and you hated it. Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
And it keeps you in games, and it can travel literally around the world, and it can have you in these opportunities where you got a chance to win games. So you might be able to steal some games that you're like, how we pull that off? You can dominate or you can control, and in a match like today, you can equalize and really take away their best player, Mbappe, in this one, and just really put your force on it. And I see that. We see it all the time in football. Sam Darnold, we talked about him yesterday. Not being in the top 10, you said he should be top 10 quarterbacks in that ESPN list, right? Deserves it. But part of the why I think people get shunned him is because his defense is so good. So they say, well, it was the defense.
Was his defense good in Minnesota? They were good. Up to the level of what they were this past season?
They weren't the Seahawks. But,
okay. So,
no, he's been you can look at the common denominator between 2 teams now that had won 14 games.
Yeah.
One wasn't great when they got rid of him.
And after they
got rid of him, which I was yelling at J.J. McCarthy, I said, bro, I'm from Ann Arbor. I watched every snap.
Kicking themselves in the face right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think there was a part of them that felt obligated. We moved up to 10. We got to do it. You know the business in the sports. We got to do it. We got to put – no, sometimes you can go, nah, JJ, we ain't saying you got to leave. But we're going to keep rolling with this. And they had an opportunity to, and they didn't want to. But my point is defense travels. Defense wins you games. In NFL, we just saw with the Super Bowl. NBA, the Knicks clamp down and finally find ways to Wemby to have bad games and shut down. And even the Spurs, to their credit, that's what got them to the finals. Being a very good defensive team to be so young. Got the best defensive player in the league, and one of the better defensive, second best, I think they were in the team throughout the season. So that's all I saw, which is what got Spain to the finals now.
And look, let's not make it like Mbappe's the only great player on the French team. They're actually loaded. But styles make fights. The reality of it is they're loaded. They were the favorites for a reason, because Mbappe, although it may be the second greatest player in the world, maybe the greatest because of his age and his runway to continue to be great, he had help.
Mm-hmm.
He had help. And Spain came out, like you just mentioned, and unleashed defense. They took away specific things that they didn't want France to be able to capitalize on. And look, they beat them in the Euros championships, right? They knocked them out in the Euros. So Spain came into this game as underdogs to the world, but the reality of it, in the locker room, they knew that they can beat this team because they just did it 2 years ago.
Right.
And so there's this thing that we don't know as fans. We're like, man, we get caught up in the movement. We get caught up in the hype. But you got to remember, there's a whole other team in that locker room. They know exactly who they're playing. They've played them before, and they've beat them the last few times that they've matched up with them. So they came in it confident, and maybe the French team and came in maybe reading a little press clippings and feeling like it was a foregone conclusion for them to repeat in the finals. It didn't work out.
Not to mention, let's add some context to this. So right now, Spain, of course, they have 11 goals so far. That's the most they've ever had in a single World Cup since 1986 for them. And the 3 more than they had when they actually won it back in 2010.
2010, yep.
But then they have only allowed 1 goal. That's the formula. I'll score 11. I only give it 1. Look at USC Chris. Look like, let me in. But one goal and multiple games, like, that's incredible. We know not expected that, people aren't going to put up 2-3 goals a game on you, matches. But
you want a clean sheet. That is
the insane.
Goal.
To have 11,
to go into a game and have a clean sheet coming out of on the other side of it. And look, I have a motto when I'm coaching my 12U team. My motto is, if they don't score, they don't win. Right? So I'll bring the kids up and I'll scream if they don't score, and they all in unison say they don't win. That's the motto. If you hang your hat on that, then no matter what. I said, if we score 2 points and they don't score any, who wins the game? Right?
Right.
That's the whole premise. And when you see a team like Spain who specializes and pays just attention to detail on the defensive end of the pitch, it's a beautiful thing to see. It's not eye-dropping, and it's not maybe like a casual fan favorite to watch. We love the excitement, the up and down, the shots on goal. We love all of those things. But they were like, yeah, we're not doing none of that. So we got a game plan. We're going to stick with it. And they were able to execute and come away with a huge win.
And what's funny is, too, this is the 3rd straight final appearance. Yamal is 18.
Yes.
We just mentioned 1 goal.
He got about 6 more.
Right.
The way this thing is going to get about 6 more to go.
And this is him right now with them looking 4 years where he could be if he starts to produce more. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, he becomes one of the even bigger stars, as we've talked about throughout some of these other ones. So kudos to them, again, getting it done. And now this is going to be an interesting final, whoever we can get there, whoever ends up getting there. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share, do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.